This tutorial explains how to plot only one variable in a ggplot2 plot using the R programming language. So without too much talk, let's dive into the R code. In this tutorial, I will show you two examples, and both of these examples are based on the data frame that we can create with lines 2 to 3 of the code. So if you run these lines of code, you can see at the top right of RStudio that a new data frame object is appearing, which is called data. And if you click on this data frame, a new window is opened, which is showing the structure of our data frame. And as you can see, we have created a data frame that contains only one column, which is called value. Now let's assume that we want to draw these data in a scatterplot using the ggplot2 package. Then we also need to install and load the ggplot2 package, as you can see in lines 5 and 6. I have installed the package already, so for that reason I'm just going to load it, as you can see in line 6 of the code. And after running this line of code, we are able to use the functions of the ggplot2 package, such as ggplot and geonPoint. So let's assume that we want to draw only this single variable in our data frame. Then we might try to apply the code that you can see in lines 8 and 9. So if you run these lines of code, you can see at the bottom in the RStudio console that the error message geonPoint requires the following missing aesthetics y has been returned. And the reason for that is that the ggplot2 function always needs two variables as input when we want to draw a scatterplot. So in order to fix this issue, we can use the code that you can see in lines 11 and 12. So in these lines of code, I'm specifying the x-axis to be equal to the value 1, to the number of rows in our data frame, and the y variable should be equal to our only variable in the data frame, which is called value. So if you run lines 11 and 12 of the code, you can see at the bottom right that a plot is created and no error message is shown anymore. And this time the x-axis is representing the number of cases in our data, and the y-axis is representing the actual values in our data frame column. So in this first example, I have explained how to use the ggplot and the nrow functions to create such a plot. However, even simpler can be the qplot function, as you can see in line 14 of the code. And within the qplot function, we need to specify the sig_along function, and we need to apply this function to our data frame column. And then we also need to specify our data frame column once again. So if you run line 14 of the code, the same plot is created as in the previous example. However, this time we have used the qplot function instead of the ggplot function. That's all I wanted to explain in this video. In case you want to learn more on this topic, you may check out my homepage, statisticsglobe.com, because on my homepage I have recently published a tutorial in which I'm explaining the content of this video in some more detail. I will put a link to this tutorial into the description of the video, so you can find it there. If you have liked this video, or if you have any questions, let me know in the comments section below. I'll try to respond to all comments as soon as I can. Furthermore, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel to get notified about future video releases. I have already published about 500 videos on this channel, and I'm releasing new videos on a daily basis. Thanks a lot for watching. See you in the next video.